I hit the button already. Don't insult me. We're already live. Tone it in, Christopher. Tone it in. I feel like that small moment, because you never really know with these programs which part of that actually is live until we're done. But that little moment of us making fun of each other is really what people have in store 2 weeks from today.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the High River Healthcare Foundation social media pages. They let me have control of this stuff. Can you like, isn't that fun? We could do whatever we want today.
There we go.
Well, we're happy to have you here, whether you're catching us live or on the replay. We are going to talk to you about the really fun day that is happening in Nanton 2 weeks from today. I feel like time is going by fast because we first were approached about this, it feels like 100 years ago. And then now here we are. We're 2 weeks away.
Finally just around the corner.
Yeah. So the foundation has partnered with the Nanton Quality of Life Foundation, and they're bringing together a day called Head to Heart. And it's a day focused on mental health, but not in a boring, weird mental health way. Hence where Chris Koch enters the scene to keep it light.
I make it not boring and less weird. I would say I probably weirded up a little bit.
Yeah, you're not an example of someone with mental health issues. You're here to be fun.
Yes, that's the nicest thing you've ever said to me, Jody. Thank you.
I'm working on it. But so we wanted to come on and just chit chat a little bit about the day, because sometimes when you hear, okay, there's going to be resources and vendors and elements focused around mental health, and people think, okay, well, what the heck is really happening that day? And so we thought we'd talk a little bit about that. And then it also allows us to plan what we're going to do for that day. It's a win-win situation for us on a Saturday morning, Chris.
So basically everybody is just sitting in on their dry run.
Yeah.
This is
our rehearsal. But I don't know if people may or may not know, you and I are both born and raised in the community of Nanton.
Yep.
Fact number one. Our mothers were best friends growing up. So you were basically the brother that I never had.
Yeah, I'm the younger brother you never wanted to have.
The slightly younger brother that
significantly younger.
I don't know. It's what, 6 months? We're 6 months apart, maybe.
That's quite a long time.
Tops. And we spent a lot of time together as kids growing up and had a lot of fun and adventure. And I looked high and low to find a photo to share for this event. And I don't know if I'll get my hands on it because I unfortunately lost all my kid photos in the flood. And so I've been phoning family members to be like, does anyone have the picture of Chris from one of our plays? Because another fun fact, when we were younger, you and I and my sister and your brother, we would put on a lot of performances. Bobby, not so much because he was more of a baby, but we put on a lot of performances for our families. We had, we were the start of an acting troupe before it became a trend in the world.
There we go. Yeah.
And I have this picture from one of our performances where my sister is in a brown paper bag. I am in a ballerina's outfit because I know how to direct a play. And you are in a giant pink baby bunting bag.
I do remember that photo. I bet
I don't remember the play, though. I don't remember what we performed.
If we dug through the archives of social media, I'm pretty sure you posted it before one of the interviews we did on Sun Country or something. So yeah,
I talk about our former acting days because we did put on a lot of really great shows.
Well, I as you were saying that, I honestly, there's not very many Christmases, Thanksgivings, Easters, you name it, that I, for probably the first 10 years of my life, that we didn't spend together. If it wasn't actually Christmas Eve or Christmas Day or Boxing Day, it was pretty damn close to that. So the fact that you still tolerate me is a testament to the thick skin that you have and the patience.
Yeah. Well, it's my love for charity work. Yeah, definitely.
There we go.
But here we are together again. We get to do a day of fun in Nanton. And I don't know, you travel all over the world. You have been traveling, speaking, sharing your story, inspiring people across the globe for a number of years now. Does it feel really bizarre, surreal, exciting, scary? What's the word you would insert to do an event in your hometown?
I get nervous before every single one that I do, but I get particularly nervous before the ones that are close to home. And I've said this: if I do a presentation, over in middle of nowhere, Australia, and I absolutely bomb, I just never go back to that town. Whereas if I do a presentation in Nanton or High River or Claresholm or wherever, somewhere close to home, and I absolutely bomb, I still have to go show my face in my hometown. So um, the nice part about this one is you and I are co-presenting, so I can put the blame on you.
Yeah, I did see that social post where you've already thrown me under the bus. So,
Yeah,
but, in reality of that, for me, I'm just like, oh, well, I don't really have to worry about being awesome either then, because I'm already blamed. You
so
just took the
so
pressure right
everybody
off.
putting on this thing is we're like, oh great, they're gonna 50%.
Yeah, we're
That's
showing up.
yes,
Together, we're maybe 100. Yeah,
slightly
it's all
below
good.
average is right in my wheelhouse, so
Yeah.
we should
Well,
be
and I
fine.
know that growing up in a farming community and being part of a farm family, the rural agriculture world is extremely important to you still. And
Yeah.
when it comes to conversations around mental health in our farming community, they're not ones that people are always really excited to have. But I don't know about you, watching the stats coming out of what's happening with mental health in association with agriculture, they're pretty scary. And so being a part of something that could help that, I would assume for you feels very close to home.
No, for sure. You're right. I still do help out on the farm, whether it's helping out with Bobby, or farming with Lowe's like I did last summer and fall. I love agriculture, and even a lot of the presentations that I do are with ag groups, conferences, companies, and there is a big push in the last, say, 4 to 5 years, really concentrating on mental health because, yeah, you're right. The stats are shocking, and very saddening too. And your ag community, your blue collar community is like, that's buck up, you know,
Yeah.
just grin and
Yeah.
bear it, or
Cowboy up was a
tough it
term that
out.
we grew
Yeah,
up with.
cowboy
Yeah.
up, whatever. And unfortunately, just burying that is not working very well.
Yeah.
So that the conversation needs to be had. I mean, I don't care how resistant anybody is to that conversation. It needs to be had because there's a lot of people. I don't think you and I know very many people that haven't been to at least one funeral of somebody who was struggling with their mental health and didn't seek the help. So yeah, that conversation needs to be had, but it can be had in a fun and funny and upbeat way. It doesn't need to be, doom and gloom and stats and kumbaya and just hippy dippy. It could be done in
You're
a
not
fun.
going to be playing the guitar? What the heck?
Yeah, no, yeah, I don't know if I can bring my guitar with me,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
we'll have to pass. But no, it's like, joking aside, it's conversation that needs to be had. And even any of my presentations, as and anything I do in life, I use humor and try and add as much levity as I possibly can to it. So yeah, the event on the 22nd, well, two Saturdays from now, is going to be just that. It's going to be fun. It's going to be upbeat. Yeah, there is some deep stuff that needs to be touched on, but it's not going to be you know too too heavy or too negative,
Yeah.
for lack of a better way to put
Well,
it.
just to make sure you show up, it's on the 23rd.
That's what I said, the 23rd.
Yeah, the 23rd.
Yeah.
Sometimes it sounds like you say 22nd, but
Well, I said it's my speech impediment. Yeah, I said
oh, sorry. Right. You and
Yeah.
I was contractually obligated not to bring that speech impediment up. My bad.
Exactly.
Well, and I think too, one of the main things that people have learned in the research behind mental health is that a lot of it has to do with forming connections. And so I think that's what, our Saturday event is also really built around, is that we're bringing the community together to connect. If you're one of the first 50 people who come, you get free lunch. Like that right there is reason enough to come. You get to come and have free lunch.
Perfect.
And I'm sure you're familiar with this place, Chris, and that Georgie's Cafe is providing the lunch for us on Saturday. So you're going to get a good meal. You're going to get to see, connect, and have some fun with some friends from your community where you're not coming together for a funeral or a party. Like that's really like you come to town anymore for events like that. This is an event where you get to have lunch, you get to connect with people. And while we're there, we're going to have some laughs. And there's going to be in the room a number of vendors. I think we're up to 13 different vendors that are joining us for the event to bring resources. So if you've ever felt in your community that you're like, oh, geez, we're a small town. There's not a lot here. Even if I wanted help, there probably isn't anywhere to get some. Guess what? There is.
Yeah,
And 13 people are going to show you some of those options. And you can gather that information without it feeling like you have stigma or shame around it, because there is none of that there.
Yeah, and that's probably one of the big apprehensions, or one of the apprehensions in a small town is, if you walk into, through the doors of a, certain place, people are going to know that I have issues. And, I mean, as much as I like to say there's no stigma anymore, that's kind of a past conversation. Yeah. No, there is. There's people who, worry that going and sitting down with a therapist or a psychologist or something, that there's something wrong with you. So yeah, those myths, those preconceived notions, those stereotypes, stigmas, they do need to be eliminated. Because I mean, I'd rather, I don't want to go to any funerals of people where it could have been prevented.
Well, couldn't you say, like, it's a small town. Somebody's probably talking about you anyway. So
exactly.
You might as well just give them another reason. Like,
exactly.
Not even worry about it.
I mean, for me, I could give 2 hoots. I'm going to do me the best way I know possible. And if somebody has issues with that, well, that's their thing. As long as I'm not doing bad things, being a bad person.
But you've been working so good on that. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. Well, my life of crime ended at a very young age with you, when you and I and there's somebody else, we were playing Nicky 9 or knock ginger ding dong ditch or whatever you call it. And when we got home, Mom said, "Oh, what were you and Jody?" And I don't know if Jackie was there too.
I don't know.
Like, "Oh, just hanging out." She's like, "Were you playing Nicky 9?" I said, "No, absolutely not." She goes, "Well, the whole neighborhood's been calling saying that her, and I guess what you and I and Jackie didn't factor in is, all you need to do is look out the window, and if you see somebody hopping away from the house, pretty clear that it was Chris Koch." So yeah.
Well, and all those door cameras that people have now, they really ruined kids' opportunity to play that game in today's community.
Well, you could go up to a door camera with a mask on and they wouldn't know. They're still going to know it was me. So
you were not inconspicuous at all.
No, not at
really.
all.
And we were always like, I hope he hops fast enough, because like then what? Then we got to save his sorry butt. Yeah.
Didn't matter how fast I hopped, as long as they caught a slight glimpse of me, they knew who it was.
But, yeah. Well, I feel like I always remember. So at our farm, we had a driveway that kind of came up a slant hill, and I remember putting you in the wagon, and you were like, "I'm going to just kind of hold the steer of the wagon," and you were like, "I'm going to drive down the driveway." You're like, "I can do this," and I'm like, and I feel like I was a good sister in that I never discouraged you to try your dreams, and I was like, "Yeah, if you think you can steer this wagon down across the cattle guard, you do it."
Do you want to try a steeper hill, Chris? You'll go faster.
Yeah. I was like, what up? What other dreams do you have? I'm here to help you.
There we go.
Got in a lot of trouble for that.
Jody the dream maker. There we go.
Yeah. I was always here. But it's funny because I was watching one of you've had a few different people do, shows or documentaries or sort of, interviews with you on your life. And I was watching one the other day, and you were talking about how growing up, like, you didn't feel like you were in the beginning, anyone with a disability, because everyone just treated you normally. And I resonated when you said that, because I was like, yeah, growing up, like, it didn't phase us. Like, you were just the same as us, even though there was different things we had to do. And that kind of thing. It wasn't a thing. And so I didn't really think about that till I saw that clip, and I was like, oh yeah, like you were just you.
No, mom and dad didn't bubble wrap me or make sure that nothing.
Well, no, how many times did I electrocute you? Like, you weren't bubble wrapped at all.
Yeah, mom and dad both idly sat by and watched me get electrocuted by Fire and Curtis.
Yeah, remember we'd form a whole line and you'd
Ian
be at
and
the
Brad
end.
started over there. Yes. So not only did my parents not bubble wrap me, they stood back and watched me do something stupid, sitting in wet grass at the end of a line, touching an electric fence.
Just good times, times. And so, I think that's what people can expect on Saturday. 2 Saturdays from now is we're just going to have a conversation. We're just going to talk. We're just going to laugh. We're just going to connect and bring community together. And my work that I've done in some of the mental health fields that I've worked in since I've left radio taught me this really cool tool called How's Your Five? Have you been practicing? Jamie, how's your five?
No.
See? Good. How's your five? I was like, do I bring up that joke? Do I not? Do I bring him a hand?
It's all fair game. You know that, Jody.
I know. And so we're going to chat a little bit about this conversation tool that we're hoping can help people just have a little bit deeper conversation with each other when you see each other in the community. And we're going to have some fun with it. And I have it under good authority. We get to wear matching outfits. So I'm kind of excited about this.
I did not know this. Mm-hmm. I was that in the fine print?
Fine print. Yeah.
Okay.
It was in the fine print. So
all right.
I'm curious as to it'll be great.
What you're going to be dressing me up as.
Just old times. We're living in the old times.
You got that pink bunting bag for me.
If I could have that recreated by 2 Saturdays from now, I 100% would.
But well, it's
okay.
I've worn more.
It was kind of like your version of, what was that Christmas movie where that poor kid had to dress up as the big pink rabbit?
Oh, Christmas Story.
Yeah. So that's kind of your version.
With that thing. Yeah. And the leg lamp.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't remember the leg lamp, do you?
I remember the leg lamp. I was just like,
very blank look on your face.
No, I was spinning to be like, do we make a joke about you being the leg lamp? Like, I don't know. Do we?
It was a woman's leg, but beggars can't be choosers.
Hey, it's fine. Yeah. It's fine. Okay. So just everyone who is thinking about, who've seen the information, it's free to come on Saturday, the 23rd. We are going to be at the Nanton Community Center starting at noon. Again, you get free lunch from Georgie's Cafe. We'll have vendors. We'll have chit chat. You'll have an opportunity to gather some details, have some laughs, and then head back home.
Feeling all good and warm inside.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Chris doesn't bomb. You're going to go home feeling really great. Yeah. So you don't have to register to come. You just have to show up. So it's really easy. And we hope a lot of people will come and join us for some conversation and some fun.
So should we dive into that? How's your five? Just do a little, or do you want to save that surprise for the 23rd? I know you thought it was the 22nd, but it's the 23rd.
Oh, okay. Thank you for correcting me. I always get my dates mixed up. I think we'll wait.
Okay. All right.
We'll wait. It'll be a surprise. It might come with candy. It's all going to be good. And presents.
Well, whatever doesn't make you sour makes you sweeter. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Thanks. Any other tidbits you want to add before we go?
Well, I guess I was going to just kind of touch on, because we've mentioned this already, how trying to keep it light and fun and nothing too heavy. But I mean, I think humor is one of the greatest tools we have, both in our own lives and to help out other people. Like, I did a presentation in Kelowna here on Thursday, and there was a couple of people that were sitting in there. Like, my cheeks and my stomach hurt from listening to your presentation, because all your silly stories and stuff like that. And I think that's one of my big ones for my mental health is, when I go hang out with my brother, we, as you know, joke back and forth, and there's absolutely nothing that's off limits. And, just something like that, hanging out for a couple hours, even if I'm not in a funk or a rut or whatever, just going and hanging out, and like I said, your stomach and your cheeks are sore from laughing, and that's, I don't know, that does a world of good for one's mental health. And I think it also keeps people helps teach people to maybe not take things too seriously and keep it light. Be able to laugh at yourself and help other people laugh. Yeah.
No, it's good. It's good release of serotonin and dopamine. There's all kind of science behind it. Did you know you worked in such a sciencey?
I don't know those big words, so.
I learned them just for this. Yeah. So no, but it is really good. And but it's even, like I said before, being around other people, even if you're someone who doesn't like to come to town and be around other people, just that connection with other people and sharing that energy is really good for building up your mental health and allowing yourself to feel connected to something bigger.
100%.
So I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun day. And free lunch. I don't know if I mentioned that.
Some of the cheapest people. If my grandpa was still alive, he would definitely be there for the free lunch.
Yeah. It brings people bringing in the food. And I worked in the media for a really long time. And that's like, if you want the media to come to your event, you provide lunch and they will be there. Guaranteed. Perfect. It's just what we do. Yeah.
And Georgie's, as much as I love to tease Georgie's Cafe has some awesome food. So no doubt.
So good.
The food isn't going to be cheap little 3-sided sandwiches. It's going to be some good stuff.
Yeah. Better than us, probably.
Is she going to bring some pavlova?
I don't know. I didn't. We'll should call her, I guess.
She probably likes you better than me. Ask her if she will.
Okay.
Yeah. There we go.
Without a doubt, she does.
Goes without saying.
Yeah. But I don't mind saying it.
No, you don't.
Yeah. No, it's going to be good. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm looking forward to hanging out with you, having some laughs, and sharing that in our hometown. Who would have thought? Eh?
Who would have thought? We've never done anything in that together. High River, but not in.
Yeah, I got to introduce you when you did a presentation in High River a few years ago, but outside of that.
Nope, for sure. So this will be our first performance since our epic plays from back in the 80s.
Right, yeah, some good times. And then maybe you could just take me on the road with you. Like I could introduce you in other very lovely destinations. Like we don't have to just stick to Nanton.
You'll be the my Bruce buffer.
Yeah, I can I can work on some really cool big intro thing. Like it's possible. Wow. I travel relatively well.
I need all the help I can get.
Yeah. Just wanted to throw that out there live. So you couldn't totally shoot me down.
Yeah, I can't say no when it's live.
Yeah. Well, not in the way you normally would.
Exactly.
Let me down a little easier in public. Yeah. So good times. All right. So make sure you connect in with our social media or the Nanton Quality of Life Foundation if you want any more details on the event. We'll be sharing that as we get closer to the 2 weeks. Oh, they're coming for you.
I live right across my place in Kelowna. I'm literally right across the road from the cop shop. So, which it makes for a noisy place to live, but also too, if the taxi ride home is too expensive, I just cause a disturbance and then I get a free ride home. I'm literally across the road.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. You thought of all the things. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. I'm not as dumb as my brother looks.
Yeah.
Oh.
Thank goodness.
There we go.
A double dose of that would have been like, welcome to the movie Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah. There we go.
All right, friend, we will see you in a couple of weeks. Everyone else, we will also see you in a couple of weeks in Nanton, starting at noon on the 23rd. And we look forward to sharing with you.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing everybody there as well.
Okay. We're done?
Thanks,
Should I press the button now? Yeah?
Press the button.
Okay. Okay, bye.